Okay, we live. We back with another one. This is the 11th episode of Off the Bench podcast. If you're new tuning in, y'all go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is a basketball podcast where we talk about authentic, organic hoops. Also, we talk about TV shows and music and etc. Uh, this is your co-host Otis, and I'm with.
Dion, the other co-host. Let's get right into it today, man. A lot of things done went on since we done last talked to these incredible people who been showing us a lot of love. Previous episode we just recorded did great numbers for us to finally get back to recording, and we want to keep going. We want to keep going in the right direction. Where you want to top it off? Where you want to start off? A lot of stuff done happened in the last 4 or 5 days in the NBA world. We got some rumors, we got signings, we got NBA Finals games. Where you want to start from?
We're gonna start with the signings. Monty Williams. That's a big signing that he just got fired from the Phoenix Suns to let him go after the I would say a decent season he just had, but a disappointing way to end off your season in the playoffs, losing in 6 games in the second round to the Denver Nuggets. Uh, the Pistons they gave Monty Williams what 72, 73,
78 mil.
78 mil for 6 years. Uh, what's your thoughts on that?
My first thoughts was he got paid. Uh, my first initial thoughts was Monty Williams got a bag. He didn't want to coach. He wanted to take a year off. But I mean, when you're a coach and you get a bag like that, 13 mil a year annually, and it could go up to 100 mil that seventh year if he decides to come back. I mean, that's the number one reason he definitely came back because he obviously didn't want to coach this year. Once the Suns let him go, he made it vocally clear that he was going to take this year off and, just stop coaching for this year. But when you get 78 million, you can't deny it. And I think when you look at the situation he went into to the Pistons, I think this is a great signing for him and for the Pistons organization. You got a nice young team over there and not trying to make it a race thing, but you got a nice young African American black team over there with Cade. You got Jay Nivey, you got Jalen Durant, you got Isaiah Stewart, you got all these young
James
up.
Wiseman.
He probably gonna. I don't really like James Wiseman that much as a guy. I feel like they gonna replace him easily. But I think Monty Williams, well, he gonna get the most out of Cade, Jaden, um, Darren, and they got a top five pick this year too. And I think they're gonna be bad for the first few years still, which is why I think they gave him 6 years and all that money, letting him, orchestrate what he needs to do for this team to get them over the hump. Because I think once that team is on the level of championship or trying to win championship, I could easily see Monty Williams not being the head coach of that team no more, and I think that's perfectly fine. Just like how Coach Bud was for those Hawks teams, and even with the Bucks. I mean, a coach, you just need a coach to get you to work like to build the the collective of the team, to build the identity, to build up the stars, which is Cade and Jay Nivey, and just build a foundation there. And then like 3 4 years down the line, you're gonna look at this Piston team. You gonna look just how the Phoenix Suns. They got Monty Williams. I think they got him that year in the bubble. They went on a 8 game winning streak to end off their season, but they obviously didn't make the bubble. That next year they came out, they made the NBA Finals, and then they was the 1 seed the year after that. The Phoenix Suns whole organization turned once they got Monty Williams. Monty Williams, he's a great coach, and I think his impact on the Detroit Pistons outside of just basketball is also a reason why I feel like it's going to be a great signing because he can relate to these players because he done coach Chris Paul, he done coach, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, all these young guys. They want to be greats like these guys in the NBA. So who else better to listen to than a guy that looks just like you, who also got the resume, coach of the year, who got the accolades and the accomplishments and all the feats that you would want your coach to have, and now you got him for 6 years. I love this for the Pistons. Like I said, they not gonna be no playoff team this year or next year maybe, but 3 4 years down the line, you're gonna see Monty Williams really like work magic with this team, and I'm excited to see it. I'm happy that he got his bag, and I'm happy that he get to coach a team like the Pistons. I think that's a great situation to go to if you a coach that just got fired off a disappointing year. I guess you could say I got to put that in quotes because I don't think Monty was that bad of a coach. But I'm glad he got a rebound, months after he just got fired with a bigger contract and with in a role where it's no expectations right now. So I like that. I like this situation for Monty and the Pistons so far.
Yeah, I definitely like the signing by the Detroit Pistons and definitely the addition that Monty can bring to the table. Monty is definitely one of the top coaches in the NBA. His resume shows it. He got a record of 194 and 115. That's a 63 win percentage with the Phoenix Suns. Got a 27-19 playoff record. You know what I'm saying? His first year with the Suns, which was the 2019-2020 season before the bubble had and the COVID and everything had took over. They was 34 and 39, but they did go into the bubble going that's when everything started taking a shift. They went on that 8 game win streak, and they ain't looked back since. In that second year, they was 51 and 21, and they had went to the finals in that 2021 season. The third year, they was 64 and 18, which was last year they was the first seed, and this year they was 45 and 37. You know what I'm saying? 2021 Coach of the Year. Muncie definitely have uh the wisdom and he been around this game a long time for this opportunity to catch back up to him and to get the money he got. I'm really not surprised for it. Since 2020, he been the top two, top three most winning coach in the NBA. Like I said, 2021, he a coach of the year candidate. Uh, everything speaks for itself. The only thing that I would say with the Detroit Pistons and in terms of like the coaching, I just don't. I still kind of got a question mark in terms of like the player development of the aspect of Monty Williams and the coaching because I see players like DeAndre Ayton, who's the number one overall draft pick. You know what I'm saying? You fail to. I want to say you failed to get the most out of him, but you didn't get the most out of him while you was there. You could have got more. And
Hold on, not to cut you off, but is that his fault?
yeah, can I keep going real quick just
Yeah.
because I was going this kind of with your question. You got Mikhail, he was there. You didn't give him the opportunities that he needed for him to flourish and break out. You see him get traded, go to another team, and his wings start expanding. You look at Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson, another player who been there since Mikhail been there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get the same repetition, the same reps that he was getting on his fresher team that he got with the Brooklyn Nets since he got traded. And that kind of do take into account of Monty Williams because these are your young guys and that's players that come after you under your system that you have to develop and go in and develop, which he semi failed to do so. You know what I'm saying? He lost his player's ear, you know, in Phoenix. He also when he did acquire Kevin Durant, I don't think he put his players in the best possible position to succeed. But not saying he won't do that with Detroit because I think this is the ideal situation for him where he can go in, uh, start from the ground up with a team, build a foundation. Really no expectations going into this year, next year, or maybe the year after that. You got young talent. You got possible studs in this that can be in this league, such as K. You got Jaden Ivey, the players he listed. Also like James Wiseman. You got uh he got a nice team over there. He got two veteran guys, uh Bovey and Alex Burks, who was huge for them last year. Something they can look forward to and keep building. Not saying Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey was their coach. Dwayne Casey wasn't a bad coach. But I think Monty he probably be the better fit right now. And I just think it was best for all sides, new faces, new voice, and a new scenery for Monty Williams' standpoint. And I just think it's gonna be a good thing. And I'm glad Monty got a chance, you know what I'm saying, to coach again. You
And when
know,
you talk about the player development, I don't really think that's Monty or on him, just because he wasn't with that team for too long to develop them guys like that. Like Aiden was already there, Cam and Mikhail was already there, and they already had they all like Book. They had Booker there, so you gonna play through him. And they had Chris Paul the year Monty the second year Monty got there. I just don't feel like it was no way in hell that Mikal could play the way he played now in Brooklyn and Phoenix. And I feel like Mikal he know that too. I just we see a new version of Mikal because he is on a team where there is no star, like there is nobody to take shots away from him. I think Monty would do it, and I think this team is better for him to do player development just because, like I said, they got a plethora of young guys, so that means the whole team is building up with each other instead of like with the Phoenix Suns, they had a young team, like all their best players were young, and then they still had an old Chris Paul. They had Jay Crowder, an older Jay Crowder. They were still trying to win championships. So it's just like with the Warriors, it's hard to develop guys
Those
while
two old
still,
guys.
huh?
Those only two old
They only
guys.
play like six people, and it goes my point still. It's hard to win a championship and develop young guys because you can't do both. You cannot do both. Either you're gonna win or you're gonna sacrifice some of that development. Him now, he don't gotta worry about winning. All you gotta do is worry about, all right, we need to get better each day, each game. And I feel like when you got a cornerstone piece in Cade, who's going, because I feel like Cade is gonna be the superstar of that team. And like you said, you got Bojan Bogdanovic, who's gonna be a nice veteran piece to that locker room. I just feel like it gives him all the aspects, all the avenues to develop these guys exactly how he want to develop them, the system he want to put around the system he want to instill into these guys' mind, whether that's defense oriented, whether that's more freelance offense. And you gotta take consideration they got a number 5 pick that they getting this year, and that's gonna be Monty's pick. So whoever Monty want to put with this team, that's his decision. And I feel like we may see them pick like a Cam Whitmore to go along with that young group because Ivy and K, we know they got the guard position locked up. I feel like they just need wings. They just need a small forward, a power forward that's a little younger who can grow with this team, who can have some injury problems or growing pains early in his career, but it still won't look that bad because they are a young team at the end of the day. And I think Monty Williams, and I've never been a fan of Monty Williams. I think he always have been a decent solid coach though. I will give him his credit, but I just never been a fan of him. But I love this match. It's just like a match made in heaven, just for both sides. I mean, the money is a lot of money, but you do that when you value something. You gotta value your coach like that for a young team because this is your team. This is your team right now. Cade second year, Ivy first year, Duran first year. You got a lot of other younger guys who ain't he got a second contract yet. So this is your team going forward for the next 5 to 6 years, which is when they gave how long he gave his contract for. And I feel like this team at the end of that tenure, that 5 6 year tenure, we gonna be looking at the Detroit Pistons like how they was back in the day when they was going to the finals and going to the playoffs, losing to the Bulls, and I see that type of vision, and I applaud the Pistons for going out their way, spending that type of bag on a coach to to change the culture because Monty Williams is a culture changing coach.
Yeah. Uh, that is true. He's still kind of suspect on rotations and still got a question mark on the player development side. But this is his grand opportunity
Why is that a question?
to prove everybody wrong. Because he do got a team full of young guys. Because you said why you prove that what I told you already, what
I
I
feel like he
stated.
developed Chris Paul though.
He developed Chris Paul.
Yeah,
Come on now.
he
Do
was.
you hear what you saying? Develop Chris Paul?
Yeah, he developed. You don't remember he was the Hornets head coach when Chris Paul was like a rookie. That he developed Chris Paul into the player he is now. Chris Paul even said that if it wasn't for Monty, I wouldn't be here. That's why he was so happy to have him back when he was in Phoenix. That's a Hall of Fame level point guard that he could do the same thing to Cade. I just think these younger guys is harder to develop them because they was trying to win a championship. It's hard to do that. You see now when they went to the Nets, all these people left. They ain't playing for nothing. So you just go out there and just really just fuck off, and it looked good. But you can't do that on a team where you're trying to win a championship. There's no way. That's why I like this
I mean,
situation.
but Spo do it the same thing with undrafted guys. I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
that,
those guys
and
not
it's
young.
like DeAndre Ayton. That's the number one. That's the number one draft pick. You know what I'm saying? So, and like your offense wasn't even trying to get him initiated into the offense. It was you leaning heavily towards, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Devin Booker, but relying so much on the 38-year-old point guard, putting him in pick and rolls all day. You know what I'm saying? I understand that you do have a background with this player, but you know what I'm saying? You have to you have to be realistic with your team and know the direction of your team. You know what I'm saying? Try to develop this guy, try to get this guy more involved in our offense or in our team and the flow of our team and our game plan because that will take us further than somebody else.
I,
And
I,
I think that hindered the DeAndre Aiden, Mikael, Cam Johnson, you know what I'm saying, development, in
I, I,
my opinion.
I definitely feel you on that. But I also think that DeAndre Ayton wasn't not that type of player. I just like he lack aggression. Talking about a 7 footer who barely get 10 rebounds a game. Talking about he really like Bam minus the defensive side. Talking about a 7 footer who barely gets to the line. He just want to shoot fade away, mid range fade away, in the post. He really don't want to go into nobody and create that contact. So I really don't blame him for. I can't say I don't blame him because he was playing through Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I just don't think Aiden was ever like the guy like how James Wiseman was. It's hard because you just need a role. You just need a role him to play a role. His role should not to be a 20 point per game scorer or you get 15 shot attempts. We just need you to rim run, hold defense, get every fucking board, and then you can get in where you fit in, and we'll be a great team. They were doing that when they went to the finals. I just think they just got outclassed or whatever, and then they
And
can't really
also,
capitalize off that.
and guys was hurt. So that's why I said Monty ain't have his full coaching on like display. That's why I said this is a great opportunity to show what he made. In that 2021 run, he had a hobble Lakers team, a hobble Denver team, a hobble. Every series that the opponent's team was healthy, he got out coached and it resulted in a loss. You know what I'm saying? That and I'm taking that into account too. I'm taking everything that I've seen into account and basing what I've seen off up until this day. But nothing wrong with this pickup. I said this was a good pickup for the Detroit Pistons trying to start fresh. Monty trying to start fresh. Like I said, new environment, new look, new voice, new team, and just somewhere where he can get his rocks off, start his foundation, to show people what he is, what he really made of a coach. You know what I'm saying? He getting paid the big bucks, so I'm just not just gonna say he just a down bad coach, but it definitely is pros and cons to, of course, every coach. But you know what I'm saying. But to Monty Williams. Uh, Next, I got the Frank Vogel signing. He replaced Monty Williams for that son's head coaching job. Uh, Frank Vogel, he was he got his last position. He was with the Lakers. That was just last year when he got fired for Darvingham. And they ain't been back. Now you getting this opportunity again with this Phoenix Suns team. The potentially, you know what I'm saying, Coach Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, potentially. Uh, how you feel about that signing?
Really, I really don't know. I really don't know. I know Frank Vogel is a defensive minded coach, so I know he gonna go in there trying to instill defense. He did that with every team he done been a part of. Indiana Pacers with young Paul George. It was a defensive minded team, holding teams under 100 points. Got to the Lakers, and the Lakers when they won in the bubble, they big thing, yeah, they could score, but it was also the defense they brought, the defensive presence they brought, always being physical and aggressive. I feel like he's gonna try to bring the same message and the same foundation over here to Phoenix. But I'm really excited and like not excited, but just waiting to see how his offensive game plan will be because I don't think Frank Vogel ever been like a he's never been like a great offensive coach, but I just think that his defensive like instillment in his players is so great that on the offensive ends you're gonna have the players, the offensive guys to create the offense. Like in Indiana, he had Paul George and with LA, he had AD and Bron. Now he got Book and KD. So I just feel like if everybody just buying into the defensive side of the ball, I think Frank Vogel could make a big change because he's not a bad coach. I think the Lakers scapegoated him when they got Russell Westbrook, and they changed the whole team on him. And he really had no say so in that because he lost his best his he really lost all his best wing defenders after that team. He lost Caruso, KCP, Danny Green, Kuzma. He really and you just got back Westbrook. He really couldn't do nothing with that team. I think with a team like the Suns, we gonna see Frank Vogel. I think he gonna be on a redemption tour because he did just get sold out. He shouldn't have got fired from the Lakers, even though Darvin Ham is looking like a solid coach for the Lakers. I don't think he did something just drastically that Frank Vogel wasn't doing because I feel like if Frank Vogel had that second half for the team, Lakers team, they probably would have been in the same position. He had all the weapons he needed, y'all, everything he needed. I like this though for the Suns and for Frank Vogel. The contract not nearly as big as Monty's. I think it's just 5 years, 31 mil, which is 6 mil a year for a coach. It's not that bad. Uh, but when I saw this, I think Aiden may be gone. That's the first initial thing. I think Aiden he may be gone from this team. Not saying that you know Monty getting shipped off or whatever, just an indicator of that. But I just feel like Frank Vogel. I feel like he's gonna come into this role and say, okay, this is what I need. I have this. We can get this, and this is what I want, and this is what we need to be a championship caliber team. And I just think if they could just get a center that if Jock Landale was a little better, not even offensively, but just like a little better of a player all around, that's the type of center they need. Is somebody who can rim run like a JaVale McGee type, a guy who can just rim run, play defense, don't let nothing up at the nothing, give up nothing easy at the rim. Somebody who you throw on Jokic and have Jokic have a bad day. Somebody throw on AD, Carl Anthony Towns, whoever the center is in that West they going against, and just allow them. They don't have to score 20 points, but do the little things to make it so you can win your matchup. Win the rebounding battle. Don't just get killed down low. Don't let somebody just drop 30 on you. And you're not gonna shoot 20, 15, 20 times a game, but that's okay. That's the type of center I feel like not only Frank Vogel wants, because another thing, every team he went to, he always had that type of center. Roy Hibbert is the epitome of that. Shot blocker, rebounder, not gonna shoot that many shots. Great guy. Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee on the Lakers, two big pieces to them winning. They had AD at the four. AD didn't want to play the five. I think Frank Vogel is gonna come in there with a vision and with the plan of, okay, we got these cornerstone pieces in Booker and KD. We got this young guy Aiden. Not saying that he won't work out for us, but I just know that you can give me a player of this caliber or who can play this role and fulfill this role. This will help us way better in the long haul than it would keeping this guy and expecting him to keep making leaps. Because this is fifth, sixth year in the league, something like that, or no, fourth, fifth year, something like that. And I feel like this is just pretty much who we gonna get out of Aiden now. So I like the signing. I'm liking it because it calls for change. We changing the head coaching, so it's gonna be a change in the system, maybe a change in the roster. So I'm excited on what the Phoenix Sun goes from here, where Frank Vogel does with this team, and I'm excited. I like the coaching signings this year.
And I definitely like the signings as well, knowing that I'm a KD fan, so I will be uh have some type of dealings with the Phoenix Suns. Uh, Frank Vogel, like my Coho just said, he always been a defensive minded coach. He always preached defense first, which I think something the Phoenix Suns uh probably need to change their identity to. Even though they had a top ten defense these last couple years, even this last season they had a top 10 defense, but what I'm saying, they never fully committed on that end because because this season they had KD Book, what I'm saying, Aiden, Chris Paul. In other years they had Book, what I'm saying, and a top 10 offense. So they was kind of more relying on that. But I think with Frankie V, they can, what I'm saying, go all in on just being gritty and grimy on the defensive end. And I'm kind of loving it because, what I'm saying, speaking from the offense and that Frank Vogel having been much of an offensive minded guy, I think that's why Matt Ishbia went out and signed Kevin Young, which our assistant coach, a brilliant offensive mind that can draw up sets and plays, which is not gonna be hard to, you know what I'm saying, score the ball when you got players like KD and Book on your team. You really just need to keep it simple. You don't need to do too much. But you know what I'm saying, Frank Vogel with that defensive minded, bringing that over. You know what I'm saying, with he got 11 years experience of 11 seasons experience of coaching. You know what I'm saying? He was 250 and 181 with the Indiana Pacers in 6 seasons. He got a 31-30 playoff record with the Orlando Magic. Of course, this is the Orlando Magic, so we got to take this into context.
When was that? The Dwight years?
No,
Or this was
this
this one it was trash.
yeah,
When they
trash,
yeah they
trash.
were
You know what I'm
leaving.
saying? In which was only 2 seasons, so he was 54 and 110. But once again, that's the Orlando
Yeah.
Magic. You know what I'm saying? In 3 seasons with the LA Lakers, he was 120, 127 and 98. His playoff record 18-9. You know what I'm saying? Definitely something you can work with. And keep this in mind right here. He was first in defensive rating 3 times. Uh, twice with the Pacers in 2012 and back to back years 2012, 2013. He was
Mm-hmm.
also first with the 2021 Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
which was when they lost, but AD was hobbled, which they probably
When they
would have
lost
went
to the Sun.
lost to the Sun, which they probably would have went to the finals. AD one hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They had a top three defensive rating twice. One time with the Pacers in 2015 and with the Lakers in the bubble, which they end up winning that year.
Yep.
And Frank Vogel is a champion, so you know what I'm saying. He proven that's somebody out there who I know who's willing to make adjustments on the fly, who's willing to put defensive first, and I think he'll be the one who can get the most out of his guys on the defensive end. And speaking of somebody like Aiden, I think Aiden, regardless if he stay or go, if he stay, I think somebody like Frankie V, he's somebody who can, you know what I'm saying, get up under him and try to not get the most out of him because I like you said, this probably who he is. But I say get that consistent effort, that consistent hustle out of him from play in to play out and to understand his role to make him play up to his role night in and night out. I think Frankie V can do something like that. Cause not saying his team is kind of like built familiar from his personnel teams that these Pacers and Lakers have, but it kind of is with KD playing at 4, playing at free safety and having a true 5. You know what I'm saying? Let him bumping with the 5, putting him in the actions and having a 7-foot free safety. But even if you do trade, I can also see Frankie V coming in saying, okay, this is what I need and put out his blueprints on, you know what I'm saying, his personnel, where he feel like he can be most successful. You know what I'm saying? Matt Ishbia, you know what I'm saying? He been showing a good, you know what I'm saying, a good aggressiveness, you know what I'm saying, showing that he really serious about competing and serious about winning now and changing his culture, knowing that he came from Michigan basketball and everybody, if you watch college hoops, you know what Michigan stand for over there, you know what I'm saying, Michigan Spartans at that, so you know what they stand for, they gonna play hard, they got a culture over there, they gonna, you know what I'm saying, they win over there. Matt Ishbia trying to bring that over here, in which he also today just brought in another assistant coach from the Utah Jazz, um, uh, Frisdale. Uh, that's another good pickup who can also help him on the defense side and offensive. Who was on the staff with Frankie V in that 2020 in that bubble run. So you know what I'm saying, some familiarity on that roster and on that coaching staff. So I definitely like the signing for the Phoenix Suns. I like the direction that they trying to go with this signing, with the Frisdale signing, with the Kevin Young signing. You bring in two hard nosed coaches who serious on the defensive end, who gonna be strict on the defensive end, and you re-sign a young, uh, brilliant offensive minded coach who can connect with the players, who go real close with Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? I think I like this signing a lot. But before we move on, I want the Sam Cassell. You seen that the signing?
Yeah, he left he went to the Celtics, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a
And
lot
that's
of
and
signings going
and I
on.
like that signing for the simple fact that what I've been preaching this whole episode, player development.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sam Cassell will come over there to Boston and be a tremendous A+ in terms of player development, in terms of like development Tatum. Not even like his game, more so like just his understanding of the game. Telling Tatum, okay, these is your spots right here. when the games is such under such time, this is where you need to be doing most of your work. Telling Jalen Brown, being in the gym with Jalen Brown, watching, breaking down film, you know what I'm saying? Working on this handle, player development, Marcus Smart, you know what I'm saying? Trying to become a better point guard, making better decisions. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see Sam Cassell in the summertime, you know what I'm saying? In the gym with Tyrese Maxey, James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Cussing out James Harden, telling his ass to speed up in the workouts and shit. Come on, shit, motherfucker, make 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Getting under his ass, you know. And Sam Cassell got that background of, you know what I'm saying, being a good basketball development coach or being a good assistant coach. And I think, you know what I'm saying, somebody like Sam Cassell going to Boston Celtics with Joe Mazzulla, you know what I'm saying, with that young talented team that they got over there, that I feel like he can still there's still room to improve and develop. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the perfect person right there. I had to bring that up because I feel like that's a good signing, and that kind of leaves me like, what that mean with Doc? Could you see Doc getting a job this?
Uh, no. Doc done. I think his career as an NBA coach is done.
Yeah, that's
And I
why.
wanted to ask you about the Nick Nurse signing with the 76ers. But yeah, no offense to Doc. Doc been a coach in this league for about 20 plus years. I just think his time is over with. When you look at Doc Rivers, his career is highlighted by a championship. Which if you win a championship as a coach, you should get your praise. You should get your respect. But
But when it was 15 years
yeah,
ago.
so it's long overdue to get some newer guys in the door. You know, Nick Nurse, he an NBA championship coach too, and like probably half the amount of time, more than half the time that Doc been coaching. Only coached 5 years. Doc been coaching like 20 years, and we seen him blow 3-1 lead after 3-1 lead after 3-2 lead after 3-2 lead, and it's just. I think he ran his course in the NBA, and there is nothing wrong with that. I just don't think a rebuilding team. Doc, I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
Doc can
that's
help
not
a
him.
rebuild a team. And we seen year in and year out that if you try to put him on a contended team, Doc don't
I
he
think
not doing no adjust. He not making no adjustments to make the team
he
better.
a assistant coach at this point, a good
Yeah,
assistant,
I don't. Yeah, I think ain't
a
nothing
player
wrong with that.
development or something like that.
Yeah. I just think his time as a head coach ran his course, which again ain't nothing wrong with that. Doc, you won your ring. You've been a head coach for 20 years. Just let these other guys get a chance. I think now, them signing Nick Nurse though, I really don't think that moves the Sixers either. Them as a team, just because we see Nick Nurse, he came from Toronto, and
It all just depends on who, what his staff bring, because like
hold on, because we know Nick Nurse. Well, if you watch basketball, you know Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse like to play 6'7", 5'6", 7 guys, run you into the ground, get the most out of the guys who can play. And that man with a 76ers team, even if Harden goes or stays, we know they're gonna have Maxey. We know Tobias gonna be there. We know Joel. We know PJ Tucker. That team already lacks depth. We already know that. So he gonna have to be forced to play Joel Embiid 44, 46 minutes a night. And when you look up at game 50 of the NBA season, the reigning MVP, he now low management for 2 weeks because this man doesn't have to play 25, 25 games, 40 plus minutes a game. I think the defense would be there though. I think the defensive change in the locker room, in the system and facility, I think that will be different. But also losing Sam Cassell though,
is
assistant coach
huge.
that they probably all the players I know Tyrese Maxey respect
I'm
him.
talking
He a
about
young guy that's
Harden.
going up. I just feel like the 76ers right now, they just not in shambles, but it's just like you just blew it up. You got rid of both of your coaches to bring in a new guy, and we don't know how these players gonna attract to this new guy. You don't even know if the second best player on the team gonna come back yet. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like they in purgatory right now. I feel like they ain't really in no man's land. They just really waiting to see what they can do.
I would like this signing. Would love the signing if Nick Nurse would have brought the Bucks head coach.
Adrian Griffin.
Yeah, because he was on part of the Nick Nurse staff in Toronto. Now, if you would have brought him over from Toronto and he would have joined him in Philly,
Mm-hmm.
then I probably would have said they would have been cooking with something, because from a player development standpoint, you got Tyrese Maxey there. You know what I'm saying? You still got Joel Embiid. Not saying they, but it just from a understanding the game standpoint and from Tyrese Maxey, he's still young, so he still have room to improve and develop his skills and harping, you know what I'm saying, iron sharpen iron type shit. So
Absolutely.
but Nick Nurse, yeah, I don't know how it's. I ain't gonna say he's the same as Doc. He's a little better than Doc. But I just think offensively is his style and his style of play. I don't think it's gonna fit with his personnel. Also for this signing to work, I think you have to bring in different players to match Nick Nurse play style and personnel and how he want to play. This current roster, how it's constructed, not fit to how he want to play. He just came from Toronto. Every Toronto Raptors team that he coached, you know what I'm saying, that he been a part, always have a lot of wings and a lot of length on there. You know what I'm saying? Which the 76ers don't have a lot of, you know what I'm saying? They barely even got depth. So they got a lot of, you know what I'm saying, things to improve on. But I do think Nick Nurse is probably I'm gonna just say it was a step in the right direction because I think it was time to go away from Doc.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you go away from Doc, you like I said, Frankie V coaching the Suns, Griffin with the Bucks, who we just Monty
Monty.
Williams, he with the Pistons. So you know what I'm saying? All your heavy Ty Lue, he still under contract, Spo under contract, Steve Kerr under contract. So all the heavy hitters, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of low key coaches really been surprising, like Jock Vaughn, Ime, he went, you see the route he took, which kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of the same as Monty, that route he took. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just think it's time for Doc to go ahead, call it quits.
Yeah.
But man, you see Kyrie, you see where they talking about Kyrie trying to get LeBron to convince Bron to come to Dallas.
That's the most Kyrie shit ever. Bro, that man, I saw that on Twitter. I think Sean reported it, and I thought it was capped until he did report it. And the reason I thought it was capped because no, bro, Kyrie. Now let's be 100% honest. You, Luca, and
You know what I'm saying?
LeBron,
What y'all think y'all gonna
y'all
do?
niggas already just from y'all three, y'all niggas got the whole cap space to y'all self. Just y'all three already. So that means you finna be bringing in. You gonna have to turn into the Heat, bringing straight undrafted guys. Cause you ain't got no cap space. And then once you do actually get on the court, all three of y'all niggas are ball dominant.
Ball
Need the
dominant.
fucking all of y'all needed. All of y'all needed. Not cause y'all selfish or nothing. Y'all all needed. Luca needed to
You know what I'm saying?
create.
Y'all, well,
LeBron.
outside of Kyrie, niggas not finna just be catching shooting all
Yeah,
game.
and I man, that shocked me when I saw it because I was like, no way, Kyrie really
You
think
know what I'm saying? That's
that's a
what he's
good
resorting
move.
to.
Yeah, that's a good move for LeBron to come and play with Luca. They literally are the same. They the same player, like Luca and LeBron, minus the step back threes. And one of them is a better shooter, and one of them is just downhill. But they are the same exact player. They want to play make. They both ball dominant, big guards, need the ball in their hands. And then you throw in Kyrie in that, who is like he's like the anomaly because he can play off ball, but also Kyrie is at his best when he got
Yeah,
the ball
when
in
he got
his
yeah.
hands when he cooking. And then you gonna have them three with Jason Kidd. You're gonna have Josh Green. I really don't like that. I would rather, and I don't want Kyrie to go to the Lakers. I want him to stay in Dallas because they did give up
They was
all
saying
their future and shit.
the only reason he said that because the Lakers weren't trying to pay him.
Uh, well, who Kyrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd rather him go to the Lakers than LeBron go to the Mavericks. I feel like y'all can motherfucking get some other player to to fill out the starting lineup or whatever besides LeBron. That's gonna take up LeBron taking up 3 roster spots on his own, and then shit, you already don't have no picks, you have no depth, so you just gonna be out there with 3 guys, a 40-year-old man, and you and Kyrie Irving and Luke, and you just gonna tip the ball up. And these the niggas you riding with every day. I don't like that.
That's why then I bumped that in a couple in probably next year in a year or two. Shit, Luca gonna be due for a super max. Shit,
Oh yeah, for sure.
you know what I'm saying? Luca gonna be, you know what I'm saying? He bargaining 350 minimum.
How much Jalen Brown got? 300.
Yeah, so I'm saying 350 minimum.
I don't know. He may get more than that. Cause shit, he made, bro. This nigga Luca made All NBA
You know,
this year.
and
Don't
Mark
care.
Cuban gonna give it to him.
Yeah, he made that nigga half of No cap. I don't
I
blame
mean,
him
you want
either.
know what I'm saying? He might get a Patty Mahomes
I
because
don't
that
blame him.
nigga is the untouchables of untouchables,
I
and when
don't.
it comes to the NBA,
I do not blame him. You got to do whatever to keep that dude happy. But I feel like that's what messed the Mavericks up, though. They got too greedy. I feel like what we even with this LeBron, with this rumor, is just y'all just they getting too greedy. Y'all started off with y'all being too greedy, not playing Jake Brunson, thinking you could do something without him. Thinking, all right, shit, we don't need him. All right, he went to New York. Y'all playing now. We got Spencer Dinwiddie at the two option. Dorian Finney-Smith. Y'all still a decent team. You trade both. You trade everybody that Luka came in with and they went to the conference finals with. You traded everybody that he was comfortable with for Kyrie, and now you finna give. Now you finna try to give LeBron James a 40-year-old man 30 plus $40 plus million to play with this team. It's just too greedy, y'all. They could have just stayed the course.
well, you don't know if they want to do that. That's Kyrie wanting them to do that.
I know, but I'm Kyrie apart. What I'm saying is, they was already greedy up until they got Kyrie, and now they being even more greedy. And at the day, I'm just talking about Kyrie a part of the team. Now they being more greedy because it's just if they kept the same core that they had. What was that last year? Was that just last year when they went to the conference final? That was last year when they had all them dudes on the team. If they could have just kept that team, I don't know how you lose that whole team in 1 year. But if they could have kept that team, we'll be looking at the Mavericks we'll be talking about them way different. There's no way in hell this rumor would have been true.
But yeah, Kyrie, you definitely tripping with that. Talking about can trying to convince LeBron to come to Dallas. I don't know why would Bron even do that. I don't even know why would you even want Bron to do that if you know what I'm saying, if that's your friend. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Mind boggling to me, really at that. Uh but I just think Kyrie definitely needs to resign first and foremost before, you know what I'm saying, I say anything, but if he do resign, I think the next step is need to Jason Kidd. I'm it hurting me to say this, but he can't be the coach of the Dallas Mavericks if they trying to get to where they going. You know what I'm saying? From a X's and O's standpoint, a schematic standpoint, from a I ain't even gonna say I think he a good. I think he can develop players good. So I think he will be, you know what I'm saying, in that type of role. Like, but being a head coach for that job, you know,
I think he was all right until they just got too greedy. I think he was all right. Now it's just magnified that he can't be the coach because shit. They got rid of everybody
that's the point.
who he
So
had.
it got magnified
Yeah, definitely. Shit, that ain't got nobody that fit the damn system no more.
because the team he had just like cover his flaws. But now
Yeah,
that you know, that's what I'm saying. He not the person for this job because you know just as well as I do. If the game is tight and it's to come down to a last second shot, you know the game. You know what they drawing up. You
yeah.
might as well don't even you know what I'm saying go to the huddle. So that's what I'm saying. I just don't think he the right guy for that position. But yeah, Kyrie tweaking, boy. I seen that on Twitter, and it has been real because Shams tweeted it. You know what I'm saying? You know, most times you go on Twitter see stuff like that, it be fake, but Shams tweeted. I'm like, nah, bro. Kyrie, crazy, but kind of makes sense. He getting picked up by Phil Handy and all that. You know, they when he won the title with him and Bron when they was with the Cavs. You know, Phil Handy on the Lakers staff as a player development coach. So you know they've been servicing that Kyrie been in LA working out, been going to the WNBA games in Los Angeles and all these other things. He showed up to what was that game for of the WCF. Mm, Really just doing a bunch of tampering and all that. You know what I'm saying? He really wanted to be in LA, but it's LA giving all the signs that they not trying to pay him. They'd rather stick with what they got, you know what I'm saying, and build off that, which is I feel like is probably the correct
And
move.
I don't blame him. Shit, I don't blame him. Just stay with what you got.
And you stay with what you got and add on to what you already have instead of, you know, trying to start over and build on top of that because starting over you never know what you don't even know what you got
Yeah,
to, you know what I'm saying, to add on to.
we need more of that. We need more organizations doing that. Just shit. Kyrie is a big name, and them basically saying shit. We just gonna keep with the guns we got.
Mhm.
I respect the Lakers a lot more for that because a lot of teams would just say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? cut half the roster. We got Kyrie
Mm-hmm.
and shit.
But I just think that would go with fool me once, same way you fool me two times because they just did the same thing with Russell Westbrook. See how that went.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? I think they just need to learn from their mistakes and just understand the best playing style for us, the best way, the best, you know what I'm saying, for what best way for us to win right now. You know what I'm saying? With our two key guys, you know what I'm saying, and a solid support instead of, you know what I'm saying, we got three guys, but we weak down low. You know what I'm saying? We get wobbly leg, you know what I'm saying, once we get to trying to squat. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what's gonna happen with the Lakers. They pick up Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Now Dallas, they just need to worry about re-signing Kyrie, so where they can add on to their team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So where they can start being in that type of position. But yeah, that was crazy. You know, down to the, you know what I'm saying,
We
main
finally here.
main theme, main topic. But I've been waiting on it, bro.
We finally here.
Game one, game two of the Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat final series, and I tried to tell y'all boys, man, high level basketball was gonna be on display, and high level basketball was definitely on display in game two. It was in game one, but you know what I'm saying, Miami was missing a lot of shots. Game two, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot of back and forth, competitive. You know what I'm saying, Heat went on a run, Nuggets fall back. Nuggets went on their run. Heat fall back. You know what I'm saying? End up being a grind out. That's what finals basketball is all about. And you know what I'm saying? And you know, to jump right into it, I like what Spo did from game two to game. I mean, from game two, from game one, he inserted Kevin Love back into the lineup. What I told him, what he should have did in game one. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to make an adjustment, why is you trying to make an adjustment when you haven't even played? You don't, it ain't no adjustments to be made. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like why would you go away from what got you here to the begin with? Kevin Love, like from everything that I stated before we like in our finals review, Kevin Love, he can match up with that body with Aaron Gordon. They give you size, somebody who can still shoot on the outside. You don't have to play Kevin Love a long extended the minutes, but to, you know what I'm saying, to start off with that look, to give him that look, to know that, you know what I'm saying, every time it's a switch off, Aaron Gordon not just beasting and feasting. He licking his fingers because somebody too small on him. You know what I'm saying? Force AG to shoot on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? Which Kevin Love did. Which he did. Kevin Love also brought, you know what I'm saying, championship experience, rebounding, and just playing an all-out role. Now, I still got the Heat winning in 7 games. Uh, I'm even more happy about my pick now that they went and stole one. The first time Denver done lost at home throughout these whole playoffs. You know what I'm saying? The Miami Heat team did something that no other team was able to do, and that's win in different altitudes. So they just show you about what this Heat team is made of, what type of grit, competitiveness, griminess that they got. You know what I'm saying? What type of chip on their shoulder that they got right now, and the type of and a level of determination that they playing with right now. You know what I'm saying? Spo really got these guys out here really believing that they can win, and they playing like it. You know what I'm saying? Really got these boys believing, got them boys fighting, got them boys hustling. You know what I'm saying? Coach Spo, he been putting on a master class a coaching master class. You know what I'm saying? With the 1-3-1 zone, trying to take away Nikola Jokic from the high post, trying to get him into the top of the key. So whenever you do shoot a shot, that you don't got Nikola Jokic down low on the offensive glass, taking them away from the offensive glass, which is smart. People don't understand what Spo was trying to do. Uh, from the offensive standpoint, I tried to tell people in the finals preview, just go back and watch it, that they was gonna be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? That they got a balanced attack just like Denver. You know what I'm saying? They gonna play off cuts. They gonna play off bad screens. They gonna play along the baseline. They gonna play off. You know what I'm saying? DHOs. They gonna play off all that. You know, it was 3 times that, you know what I'm saying, Miami scored. It was late in the second half. I think it was fourth quarter. They scored off a delay action. They ran a delay action 3 times in a row off their left side with Bam, Duncan, and Gabe. First time, Gabe got a 3-point shot. You know what I'm saying? Duncan set the no Gabe set the screen for Duncan, curled it. You know, Gabe. You know what I'm saying? Replaced him, shot the three. Second time, you know what I'm saying? Duncan came off the screen, curled it, got a layup. And the third time, Bam had faked the dribble handoff when he got the score. You know what I'm saying? That's three times. And that just putting Nikola Jokic in so many ball screen actions, making him work from side to side. Cause that's how Miami playing. And that's how they have to play if they want to beat the Denver Nuggets team. That's what being disciplined, which I think Spo is telling these guys we got to stay to our game plan, which is, you know what I'm saying? If we got to run on 150 dribble handoffs, so be it. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to stay consistent to that, that's what's working. See if they going to be disciplined on their defensive rotations. And they wasn't in game two. And, you know what I'm saying? That was the biggest thing, biggest takeaway that I took. You know what I'm saying? Miami stayed true to who they was. They stayed disciplined to the game plan. They showed that they was a well coached, disciplined team. You know what I'm saying? If that first action didn't go through, okay, hell shit, I'm finna go into another handoff. If I ain't had it there, bounce pass it to Bam. You know what I'm saying? Let Bam go to work and make him make a play. And you know what I'm saying? This series gonna be good heading back to Miami. Uh, what's your thoughts? You know what I'm saying? I've been kind of, you know what I'm saying, just ranting, but
It's evident to see who we got winning because he just went all about the Heat, and I'm glad he did because I wasn't gonna say shit about him except for a good game, and you know they went into Denver and stole the game, but I had the Nuggets winning in six. Still stand by that. And shit, like I said, I'm glad you did the whole Heat spiel because the Nuggets. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm not worried. It's exactly if y'all remember. Well, I was talking about the Warriors. We went down 0-2, and we lost that game one by three the same way the Nuggets could be up 2-0 right now, and they still have not played good basketball. Mike Malone said it after game one. We didn't play a good game and shit. They came back in game two and played an even worse game. They shot the first two games of this series. They shot worse from the three in both games than the Miami Heat did. They ain't making no threes right now. Good looks they are missing, and I feel like they will be making later in this series. Game two it was just total opposite from game one. Game one was more so Jamal Murray and Jokic and Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon set the tone out for him, and then that just allowed everybody else to just get in where they fit in. Game two was the Heat got out to a 10-2 lead, and it just made Jokic just have to shoot way more shots. Jokic was shooting a plethora of shots. And when he was scoring all those points, it literally reminded me of that game where when he played the Phoenix Suns and he had 53 points or 52 points or something like that. And I was like, damn, every time this nigga Jokic got to score like abundance of points, they gonna lose that game because he a playmaking center who don't want to score that many points. So when you do see him in 40, it's like it's a good chance they're gonna lose that game. But even with all that, Jamal Murray didn't do shit going into the fourth quarter. Everybody else besides Jokic was in single figures. It was and Jamal Murray kinda caught fire in that fourth quarter.
and it's crazy. Well, not to cut you off, but it's crazy everything you saying that I it kind of expected. Cause what you saying is really what I want Miami to did from game one. But continue.
But yeah, and it just came down to a three with Jamal had a good shot off. He just missed it. But if I'm the Denver, like I said, if I'm the Denver Nuggets or I'm anybody in the Denver Nuggets organization, I'm not looking at this and I'm discouraged because now you just gotta go back. Now you gotta go to Miami and do what you've been doing all playoff run, winning games on the road. You know they won two games on the road in Los Angeles. I think they won one in Phoenix and definitely won one in Minnesota. So they just gotta keep you got to just win one game on the road, at least one game on the road to get you back to home court advantage. And I feel like next game we're gonna see a better Michael Porter Jr., a better Jamal Murray starting out from the gate because those two are the people where if Jokic not scoring 30 points again or 30 points and a half, damn near, well, he had some crazy stat line and a half, and it's just like you Michael Porter and Jamal, y'all got to be the anchors to like relieve that pressure off of our big guy. You know he gonna be down there rebounding his ass off. You know they gonna try to put him in every action, and you know he like our best playmaker. Y'all got to take that pressure off my guy a little bit and help him out. And I feel like they definitely gonna hear they definitely feel the Heat pressure. You see what I did there? They definitely feel that heat pressure because shit, you could tell in that fourth quarter. I think they was up 8 points, and then Duncan Robinson happened, and then shit, you just the attention to detail. You could just tell they just like they just let go of the rope, just letting shooters get open, wide open threes, just letting people just back cut right in front of their face. It just like they felt like they already won that game. They would have played full 48 as if they was down. They probably could have won, but that's what happens when you get complacent, when you underestimate a team like the Miami Heat. They gonna make you pay. Jimmy Butler, he wasn't really on shit first 3 quarters. They started you not playing them less, but they didn't have that same intensity towards Jimmy. And then now you see Jimmy Butler, he scored like 10 points or like 7, 8 points in the fourth quarter alone. KCP actually sold them the game too, fouling 3 jump shooters on threes throughout the game, and one of them was that Kyle Lowry one in the fourth quarter. And as soon as he fouled him, I was like, damn, that's really gonna hurt him because they was making a little run. They was down 6 points at that time. Fouled Kyle Lowry on the three, put them back up 9, and they ended up losing by 3 points. And I was like, damn, I knew that three was gonna come back and haunt them because KCP, you can't do that. You gotta be disciplined. This NBA Finals, close out. You gotta close out. You can't foul a jump shooter on a three numerous times in the NBA Finals game. Just giving them 3 free throws at one time and expect to win that game. But if I'm both teams, I'm looking at this 1-1 exactly how it is. We both have a chance to win. The Heat got a chance to win, and I know that's how they looking at it. The Nuggets looking at it like we still have a chance to win this series. It's 1-1. It's tied. And shit, I couldn't ask for nothing better. That game too was great. Came literally down to the last shot, which if he make that shot, he looked like a hero. He missed Jimmy Butler. That's great defense. I think Jimmy was trying to foul him, but even if he wasn't, that was a damn good strip, like to make Jamal lose his momentum and make him like he made him go the other way instead of just going down straight to the right hand, which he wanted to get to. That's great basketball. You live for stuff like that. You love to see shit like that. Two teams that desperately want to win a championship, and the Nuggets they right there. They was right there. But you say the same thing about the Heat, and I think these teams do match up perfectly well. I love how these two teams match up. I wish we could get more than 7 games of it, but it just best of 7. Whoever get the four first is 1-1. Shit, now they both got to win 3 more games to win.
And if y'all haven't watched the video, our previous video already, our NBA Finals preview, where we talk about giving our predictions and thoughts on before the series even started. Go watch that now. They came out before game 1. Please go watch that because the kid know what he be talking about. Uh, Everything that I was trying to say, that the Heat need to do in order for them to win, because the Nuggets are the favorites coming into them. So Miami, for them to, in order to get themselves a chance to win, to finish off this historic playoff run that they've been on, I gave my keys and the X factors for the series, which is still coming to fruition. Bam, been probably the best player on the Heat in this final so far. You know what I'm saying? And I said he was gonna be my X factor for this series in order for the Miami Heat to win. You know what I'm saying? And last night played hell, but he was the forefront of that. The main reason why they had won. And on the flip side, Michael Porter Jr. and that's why I said was gonna be the X factor. Him or Aaron Gordon. Michael Porter Jr. haven't been able to get it going with his shot. Now I say X factor, depending on if he can be able to get his shot going. This how this series gonna look. Cause they gonna need him. They gonna need him to make shots. You know what I'm saying? Later on down the line in these later games, especially going into game 3 on the road. You know what I'm saying? In Miami, you know, game 3 and game 4, you're gonna need Michael Porter to show up. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go back into Denver. Well, Miami just showed you that they can win on the road. You know what I'm saying? Playing with that type of confidence, playing with that type of level of grit, grindness, and have you on the cusp, have you on the ropes like that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the positions you don't want to be in. So Michael Porter Jr. he do have to wake up, and those my two X factors. Uh, You know what I'm saying? That I had going in, and I'm still sticking by it. Bam, he gonna have to keep playing like this. You know what I'm saying? In game 3 and game 4, to give Miami a chance to win. The way he playing good defense on Jokic. You know what I'm saying? Making it hard for him. You're not gonna be able to stop a player like Jokic. You're gonna get his, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Make it as tough on him as you can. But when you get your chance on offense, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you put him in all these dribble handoff actions. Make sure you make him play off these short rolls. Make sure you go out on one. You know what I'm saying? Like this series is gonna be different. You're gonna be able to get into everything that you need to get in and get into your bag. You can get to the rim. You can shoot your pull up. You get into your dribble handoffs because Yosh is gonna be playing in that drop coverage. You know what I'm saying? Where you can set big body screens, get your man open, where you can facilitate the offense. You know what I'm saying? All these things is key. Is why I say Bam is the X factor.
Iguodala ass assignment.
You know what I'm saying?
Get that nigga the Iguodala treatment.
But yeah, man. Miami, they got some things that they can look forward to. The Nuggets, like you said, they both won one, both looking like we can win this series. Even though even if Jamal Murray did win, hit that shot, it wasn't like they was gonna still have, was gonna win. It would have went into overtime. But I see what you're saying. There's just, if we hit that shot, we give ourselves a chance to still win that game and go 2-0. And it could have been 2-0. Miami Heat could say the same thing if Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and Caleb Martin hit a couple more shots. You know what I'm saying? In game 1, we could be looking at this thing going back 2-0 South Beach, but you know what I'm saying? That's just how the cards they've been dealt sometime. And it's gonna be a good series, man. It's gonna be a good chess match because I'm kind of curious to see what Mike Malone kind of counteract that zone that Miami been throwing to him. Cause the last two fourth quarters, Nuggets have completely struggled against that 1-3-1-2-3 zone that the Miami been throwing at them. Uh, I'm just curious to see how he go with that.
Man, let them niggas make some threes. Just let my niggas Nuggets make some threes. Shit, the game that's gonna blow the game out if Max Drews came out hit 4 of them. Gabe Vincent had a good shooting game. They just not making their threes right now, and it's just
I mean,
Baker Miss League.
I'm finna say, I mean
Shit,
that's
they
how
just
I
got.
go.
I know, nigga. I know. But shit, we know the Nuggets are a prolific shooting team, and it's odd to see a team shoot that gets good shooting from the three ball, shoot this poor, and I don't expect it to keep up. That's why I say I'm still confident that
I
the
do.
Nuggets will win in 6 games. I think they'll turn it up. Like I said, Mike Malone, he gonna definitely have a adjustment. He know what he up against. He knows Spo personally on a personal level. He know how great of a coach and the X's and O's and how not how to beat Spo, but the mentality him and the player got to have to beat a nigga like Spo. Spo is probably the best coach in the NBA, probably right after Popovich. You can't take him lightly. You can't take nobody on this Miami Heat team lightly. I think that's what they did this second game. They took him lightly. They allowed Max Strus to come out, catch fire, which was a big contribution because he didn't make shit in the first game. Second game came out here, made 4 threes off bat. Kevin Love got him 10 boards. That was big for him. And shit, within all that, they lost by 3 points. So they could just come out there next game and clean up some of the defensive mishaps that they had. Like you said, the delay actions, communicate on them. You could just switch that. It's a guard on guard screen. It ain't like it's a big on. It's like it ain't like the Lakers who when they run they delay action where it's a guard screening AD man and AD finna go curl. It's two guards. It's two guards screening each other. Just switch that off. Play straight up defense and just be solid right there. And I think we'll see. I think we're gonna see a lot of that come game with 3. When is that? Sunday? Nah,
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Pretty much all I got to say. Nuggets still in 6.
Uh, and Heat in 7, man. That pressure hit different. That's why I take into account why players ain't been hitting shots. You see it every year. People shoot good all playoffs long to that final pressure hit up to them. It be different. Celtics know a little something about that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely looking forward to game 3. It's gonna be a hell of a game 3. Can't wait to see the adjustments from both teams. See how could I think both teams got something that they can take away from that game too, good and bad. And you know what I'm saying? And the coaching chess match and from a player chess match, you know what I'm saying, just gonna be interesting to see. And I just hope it's more high level basketball. And before we get out of here, real, because this will be uploading tomorrow, so because the game is Wednesday, so we'll be getting this out before the game on Wednesday. Who you got winning game three?
The Heat. I mean, not the Heat. Nuggets.
Nuggets by,
Shit, like 5.
and I got Heat win by 8. And we out.